Say something.
Shut the blinds. How's everyone doing today? Is everybody enjoying
That's a teacher for you.
Almost fall.
That's a teacher.
Some good fall weather. Hello, everyone. There's Canada.
Fall, aren't we?
Are we what?
I think we're fully into fall, aren't we?
Not yet. It's not officially fall.
Really?
Yes.
You'll know when I got my black hat on, it'll be officially fall.
There's West Virginia. Hello, everyone. North Dakota. Hello. New Mexico, North Carolina, California, Ohio, Connecticut, Colorado, Michigan, Alabama, Iowa, New York, Georgia. I love it.
Y'all, they are going to outlaw this tree. And we're going to tell you why if you stay with us now. If you're here to see why they're going to outlaw this tree, or why they would call it the tree of life, if I got the first title.
Montana and Illinois and Iowa and New Hampshire. Oh my gosh, we almost got all the states. And there's Canada.
Oh, Canada being hijacked.
Idaho, Tennessee, Wyoming. Cool. Oklahoma. I didn't see that one yet.
Alabama.
Florida.
Man, there's a lot of folks from a lot of places.
Cool.
Minnesota, Oklahoma, East Texas.
There's the Netherlands. Texas, yep.
The Netherlands. Man, what time is it in the Netherlands?
There's Missouri. All right, guys.
All right, y'all. We're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about how they could outlaw this tree, right? Because sometimes when things are so good for you,
they don't like things to be good for you.
They don't want you to have it. And we're going to talk about the apple. And we grow these right in our yard. You guys saw the tree out front, just so you know. It's not a...
You're bruising my apple.
Oh, no. It's not a AI-generated photo or anything. We've actually... Those are some of the first things you should do. If y'all are going to start living this lifestyle and you want to grow your own food, the apple trees would be some of the first things that you do.
Get them planted because they take quite a few years for them
5,
to get good.
6 years, sometimes a while. And but when they start coming in, they provide so much benefit health-wise, financially, because we're going to show you some other tricks about the apples. For around the homestead. Okay, so this is going to be a great live show tonight, interactive.
Yes, because I'm going to do some things with you guys. We're going to actually do something and learn something hands-on today.
And y'all can get the apples at your... it's apple season in a lot of places. Go out to your local places, get some apples. You can come back to this video, reference it, and make your stuff. If you have to go to a store, make sure you try to get organic apples, non-coated, waxy, nuggly ones.
And then also you can go, people have apple trees everywhere.
Yes, ask someone.
You can go to their house and ask them if they're not messing with them, or if you pick them, or you can get some, or... it all will work out because there's plenty of apples and you guys can find them somewhere.
So the point is that you don't have to grow them in your yard to do what we're about to show you tonight. This can be very beneficial. This has been shown to be beneficial to people's health and well-being.
Yep.
And we're going to get right into it. So
we are, huh?
Yeah. What you got?
We're going to get right into it. Okay.
You don't even have your live show on.
Oh, well, keep talking and I'll
Did you get your notification?
On. There it is.
Make sure you have your notifications on. And if you just joined us, give us a thumbs up. It's like a virtual hug. Welcome to our Mikasa.
Yes, give us a thumbs up.
Because we're going to help you guys out with this Apple technology here. And not the kind you wear on your wrist or you have in your pocket. We're going to go back to the primitive Apple benefits. I actually looked up some stuff about Apple, and then all that pops up is the computer stuff. Poof.
Yeah, it's really hard. You can't find unless you know where to look. You have to specifically key in. There's this fly in here that is driving us crazy.
Don't move.
Don't hit me. It's one of those flies that you can't catch.
Oh, I'm gonna get him.
And he's loud and he's annoying.
And I'll get him.
Don't want him laying on our apples.
Yeah, or in your tea.
No, that would be terrible.
We're enjoying some Rest and Digest tea from the Missouri Tea Company.
Okay. So, let's see. I gave us a thumbs up. There's only 789 thumbs up.
That's just pitiful.
We need more.
Pitiful.
All right. So, you guys want to get going? We'll do this real quick. Let me see.
Come on now.
I got to make sure I'm on so I can see everything. There, we're
Oh,
on
there you
now.
go. Now she's going to answer questions and all that stuff. But for one thing for sure, when I walk right out of the front door, because I planted the apple trees right out of the front door because I knew they would be heavy. And as we're getting older here on the homestead, we don't want to be dragging apples around everywhere. And I didn't see, a gator in our future, like a John Deere gator or anything. So I was just thinking about keeping everything close to the front so we can process it. So now when I go out to do my chores in the morning, because the apples are coming on, I can just grab an apple right off of the vine. So let's start with that, Stacy. Let's talk about the health benefits of eating things right off of the vine for our students today.
Well, not just apple, but anything that you're going to actually go out. Like if you go out to your garden and you're pulling things or cutting them from the garden, right when you get them right off the vine, because basically it's on its like umbilical cord. So it's going to have all the nutrition going into it. So right when you pick it and then you eat it, you're going to get the most amount of nutrition that you can possibly get. So that, of course, is going to be the best way. Because, when you go to the grocery store and it's traveling all these miles, it's been sitting around, it's going to lose a ton of nutritional value. So the closer to home that you eat, or right off the vine, you go and pick it yourself, you're going to get the most nutrition.
And
then you don't need to even eat as much, and it will fill you up more.
Right, because that's your body is requiring it from the vine. So the longer it's separated from it, the less it nourishes your body, and then the more it tricks your body into having more. So that's why when they sell you food that's not even food, like we're eating, a lot of people are eating things that are not even food already. And so we're trying to be all loud about not eating this stuff. But a lot of people every day are eating stuff that's not even food, hydrogenated, chlorinated, oil generated, silicone, plastics. I was reading today about Chick-fil-A fries. I'll post something later in the
Chick-fil-A
community.
Is terrible.
I'll post something later
Chemicals
in the community
of
tab
there.
for y'all.
Yeah, it's not.
But they're killing us through the food. So if the closer you can eat from the vine, of what I was getting at, is the better it is for your health all the way around. So even if you could just grow a little bit, or go to the farmers markets, because they're grabbing it off the vine, make sure you vet them, and then they're bringing them right to you. So that's as close as you can get if you're not growing it.
Yeah, because a lot of this stuff, when you go out and eat and you're going to these restaurants, people are like, I can't live without my Chick-fil-A. I can't do this. They're basically putting addicting chemicals and things in the food, and that's why you like it so much. So it is important to start cooking from scratch, because all the stuff that we're hearing on the news, how, I just heard about shrimp now, they're going to do the mNRA in the shrimp. They've been doing on the pork, they were saying, since 2018.
Yeah, I was going to do a video about that.
But we have to be so careful now and kind of vet where you're getting your food from. I keep, preaching about, make sure the closer home you can get. That fly is going to get us. Don't hit me. Dog.
I got him. I did get him.
Oh, he got it. It was
I did get him. It was worth it.
Okay, so
that's one of the things she hates the most, is if I get a fly on her. But there ain't no flies on us. There ain't no flies on us. There might be flies on the other guys, but there ain't no flies on us.
Yep.
But the closer you can eat to the vine, the better off it is. And they could ban something like this, tell you no apple trees for you.
Yeah, so just if you haven't done it, start cooking from home, knowing your local farmers, your local everything around you, and just try to eat as close to home as you can, or eating in season is important. Okay.
The shorter distance, the better it is for your health. Tonight, we're going to make some apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about
tell them what else, because that way they don't leave. What else are you going to make?
Well, no, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make apple cider vinegar, like the easiest way that any of you can make it, because I know a lot of you guys start the stuff and then you forget about it and you don't finish it. And then by the time you look at it, it's all ruined and it's like, oh, well, and you never did anything with it, right? So I'm going to show you an easy way.
Can you use crab apples? I don't know about for apple ciders.
I don't know why that wouldn't work. No, I don't know. Yeah, that would probably work.
You sure?
I don't know why.
Ask somebody.
No, I don't know why. You can make vinegar out of anything. So I don't know what that would be.
There
fine.
You go.
Yeah. So yeah, that would probably work. I have never done it. I should try it.
You could.
Yeah.
We could try it.
So the thing is with apples, if I had to pick one fruit tree to have, if I can only pick one, it would definitely it would be an apple. It would be an apple tree because I can get so much out of it because I can make medicine out of it.
Yes.
I can make food, of course. You know, you're going to get food out of it. And
hair rinse.
Well, and it does so much, like cosmetic wise. If you like medicine, you know, if I get a sting or I use it as a hair rinse, you can use it as shampoo too. It kind of goes both ways. It's good for, you know, a toner on your skin. It's good for acne. It's good for bites or stings.
You got foot fungus, bad feet, bad feet, toenails, stuff like that. You soak your stuff in the apple cider vinegar overnight, or not overnight, but you soak it at night, and then it's really good for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get rid of warts and skin tags, and I mean, it's just amazing. But besides that, the apple cider vinegar itself, what you're going to get what I'm going to show you today, is it does amazing things. And the one thing that I really like it for is it's good for stabilizing like your blood sugar. So if you would drink some in some water before your meal, you know, 15, 20 minutes before your meal, it could help stabilize your insulin levels while you're eating, and you'll be more stable. Because some people are more sensitive to insulin, like I am big time.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar is very helpful with that too. So I love this stuff. It's great. Vinegar is very helpful for you. It is a fermented food. You want to, you know, you always hear about raw apple cider vinegar, how good it is for you. Well, you can make it your own, make it yourself, because it's getting very expensive at the grocery store. And you can make it yourself, and you can make tons of it because you'll get a lot of apple cider vinegar just from a few apples. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is real quick. You can talk about politics or whatever. I'm going to be doing this. We'll kind of go back and forth, and I'll show you how easy it is. Okay.
All right, let's get some.
So you just talk a little. I'm going to get my stuff out of here.
Come on, get some. Go. Going to make some apple cider vinegar. Go. This stuff's so healthy for you. And even the arsenic in the seeds, that's why it keeps the doctor away. It's just a little bit good for you as you eat the whole apple and the core and all. Man, she's breaking out all the ingredients tonight. We got it here and there and everywhere. What a live show. This is a live demonstration.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Get on the phone and call your friends.
Yeah, call your friends. If anyone ever wants to learn how to make apple cider vinegar, call them up right now.
And hit the thumbs up.
I'll show you how easy it is.
On a live show.
Because if you go and look online, there's like a trillion ways to make it. I've done videos on it. I've done it certain way. I'm going to show you today, and I'll talk about a couple ways. I'm going to show you like a super easy way, and you can do it. So you really can't mess it up. It's not hard to, you can't mess it up. So what you're going to need is a container. So you can use gallon jars like so. I know a lot of the stores you can get 2 or 2.5 gallon, you know, making the apple cider vinegar, the more is better because I go through a lot of this stuff. I use it in my salad dressings because we have salads every single day. So I do go through a lot of apple cider vinegar. I like to do the apple cider vinegar in my salad, or if I'm not going to have a salad with apple cider vinegar, I'll put it in my water before I eat to help with my insulin levels. It's good if you have indigestion. We'll do it for that. I use it on my skin. I use it on my hair. I mean, it's just wonderful. So I like to make lots of these. So I have a lot of these all over the place, and you make sure, like, as you can see on this one, and this one is crazy because look at the date on it. It's September, so it's a year old from last year. And as you can notice, it has a very big SCOBY, which is symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast that's formed on top. Those are the apples still in it from that long ago. This thing I use a lot when I do my talks and teach about fermenting. And it's been around, it's been out in the hot sun. A lot of it has evaporated a little bit because I haven't really taken good care of it. However, the reason I have this is because I did not do anything to this one. I just put my ingredients in it and let it set. And you're still going to get apple cider vinegar, and you don't have to do anything else. So right now, all I would need to do is take the SCOBY off, take the apples out, and then I'll have apple cider vinegar. And that's it. So you want to see how easy it is?
Come on, we're waiting. Show me.
Okay. So.
It's so easy, yeah.
Some people were asking about October the 4th.
Don't you? I got something coming. Don't worry about October the 4th now.
All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some apples. a lot of times when I make my apple cider vinegar, because we have trees out there, like if I see some apples that have fallen to the ground and they look fine, I'll use those. Or some of them that aren't the perfect apples, if I'm going to make them for applesauce or anything like that, or just eat them, I'll use those. Or I have so many apples, I'll just use whatever I have. So all you're going to do is get your apple. We can't see it down here. And I'm going to cut them into pieces.
Always.
You can keep talking while I'm cutting.
Well, I just don't want to interrupt you with all this fabulous health information going on for these fine folks giving us a thumbs up. There's 4,000 fine folks in the house, but only 2,000 thumbs up. So we got some slackers.
All right,
they'll get going.
Did you see kind of
how easy was that? Did you just cut those up? I didn't even pay attention. That was so fast, y'all. This is so easy. You can take control of your health for only $19.99. Just send it in for this jar of goodness right here. This elixir. Funny, isn't it? But seriously, apples. A lot of places even have wild apples you can find on the road, or old homesteads. Like she said, a lot of old folks can't even harvest their apples. If
and
you
that's
just
what
ask
I did.
them,
I did that in
ding
the
dong, can I get some apples off your tree?
Yeah.
And the U-Pick, there's a lot of U-Pick places. I know there's some in Illinois. There's some in Missouri. So there has to be some probably around you. A lot of places are conducive to growing apples.
Or find the local Mennonites or Amish. A lot of times they will come in and get a lot of these apple farms will bring their seconds to them.
Yes.
And then you can get big, boxes of them for,
pennies on the dollar.
Like $15 for tons of apples.
You can find auctions. They have produce auctions. The Amish have several. I know Soulard in St. Louis has some stuff. Lots of places like that where you can get some thumbs up. So you're just chopping apples, putting them in the BA jar.
Okay, I'm going to probably fill it about a quarter of the way full of apples.
With the seeds, the core, everything, the dirt. We love ugly apples. You will not find apples like this at the store. That's what we should have called it. Because they only sell you those pretty waxed, gross apples that are all phony. They look like little clones that have been made in a apple factory somewhere.
Okay, so you're just going to fill it up about a quarter or a third of the way. So that's it. So I'm done with that part.
They just need to be ripe. Just ready to go
the
right.
Next thing, and it doesn't matter what kind of apples, use whatever apples you got. Then you're going to need one in a gallon. This is for a gallon. So if you do less or more, you're going to adjust it. So I'm going to put 1 cup of cane sugar. Make sure it's not regular sugar, because regular sugar, if it just says sugar, it's made from GMO beets. So you want cane sugar. Okay.
You put the worms in also. Yeah, but just close your eyes. That's
and over
protein.
time, the worms will die. You're making vinegar. So
you're making some of that vodka. What's that stuff called? With the
tequila.
worm? How do you know about that? What's the name of it?
Tequila.
That's just the name of it? With
Tequila's
the worm in
a
it?
liquor.
It has a worm in it? I don't know nothing
Yeah.
about it.
What are you?
I never was into drinking. I'm not a drinker.
So, apples.
But Stacy.
One, gosh. 1 gallon, 1 cup of sugar. Voila.
Voila.
We don't have good cane.
What kind of sugar?
I said cane sugar. We already talked about
cane sugar, like from Hawaii? Because otherwise you'll get
GMO.
beet sugar. A lot of that sugar now, they make it out of beets that they GMO in the field. Did you guys know that? Leave a comment down below if you knew that.
All right, so we have our apples. We have our 1 cup of sugar in our gallon jar. Then I'm going to need to put some filtered water.
No honey or sucking it or anything won't work. You need the raw sugar.
Because the thing is a lot of people are like, what? It's easier to break down, because what we want to do first, before it can turn into vinegar, it's going to turn into a hard cider. So that's what we're going to do. And that'll be, about 4 to 6 weeks that'll happen. So now I'm going to pour my filtered water, not tap water or chlorinated water, because that could affect it.
This is why the homesteaders were the original preppers, man. You guys this is making stuff for next year. We won't be able to have any of this stuff until spring, summer, and stuff next year while we're waiting for the apples to come on again. This is the cycle of life that God has given us, and we've turned our nose up to it. Man.
Okay, so then
come back. Come out of her, my people.
You're going to get your little spoon and you're going to stir it all up. Does
it have to be a wooden spoon?
It doesn't make any difference what kind of spoon.
But we like natural stuff.
Yeah. So you're going to stir it up really, really good. So
this is way better than the Katy Perry stuff. It has the mother and everything. It's going to be so good for you. And when you guys, if you do buy some at the store, you want to make sure it's always cloudy, not clear. If you buy apple cider vinegar, you want it to have a mother. That's the cloudy stuff in there. And if you haven't heard, another one bites the dust. What was it?
What are you talking about?
The apple cider vinegar place, the real good one that we love.
Oh, Bragg's, that's the one.
Bragg's
yeah,
was sold.
They said that they are watering it down.
If you guys haven't heard, and the reports on the street.
That was in 2019.
They're watering it down, and Katy Perry owns it with some other hippies from the One Eye Club.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Moving on. So now.
You said I could talk about it.
Well, I'm ready. So did you see how all my sugar got dissolved into my apples?
Yes.
So there you go. Now.
Can you use warm water?
You can kind of use slightly warm. I wouldn't use very warm, because it'll, it could.
Should you use tap water?
We said no.
No tap water.
No.
I'm just going over it, asking the questions.
You won't know that.
They might have just showed up.
Spring water, your well water, water's fine, but I would not use tap water from the city that has fluoridated, chlorinated, all that kind of stuff. Just
it's
make sure
killing everything that's good.
Okay. So now you can do a couple things. Okay. We're going to cover this and let it go. But the thing is when you get oxygen to the top of this, that you might get a little mold on the top. So what we're going to need to do is, every day for a couple weeks, you're going to need to stir it.
Just stir it because you want to keep that liquid on the apples. That helps deter the mold.
Okay.
Just a little stir.
So that is one way. You want to stir it every day for 2 weeks. And then you're going to get a cloth. Here's one of Doug's
my old
t-shirts.
If you ever seen our making bread video.
I use all these old t-shirts for everything. And then you're going to get a rubber band.
That's how good I am.
And then you put it over this like so. And then you need a Sharpie. Now on my other jar, I put it on a piece of tape. But a lot of times I'll just put it on the shirt. So what are we? It's like September, right?
9.
No, I'm just writing the date. September. What's today's date?
16th.
17th.
17th already, y'all. Almost the whole year has gone by. Leave a comment. How have you done with your goals this year? Seriously. You guys set out in January. You were talking all that smack. And now we're almost to the end of 2023. Did you get there? Are you halfway there? Did you get started? Leave it in the comments. How did you do? Plus, give us a thumbs up if you just showed up.
All right, so on my thing, I wrote September 17th, 2023. So I know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it on my sink where I can see it. And then every day, I'm going to get it.
It's a labor of love, y'all.
Okay, I'm going to stir it for the first couple weeks because you kind of want to soak the apples and all that, and they'll start to sink a little bit. So generally, after the first couple weeks, you can stop. Okay, and then you're going to put this on, and you're just going to let it go. Now, I'm going to give you another way of doing it.
Hold on, where do we put it?
I said I just put it right here, right now, so I can watch it.
On the counter for the first couple weeks, then where?
Then I'm going to just go let it set somewhere. I go stick it in the back room, on the floor, in your pantry, and you're going to forget about it.
Any place that's a cool, dark place, no direct sunlight.
Yes. Right now I'm telling you the easiest way to make
possible.
It. Okay.
This is the Doug way.
This is the way.
This is the man way.
This is the way that people don't want to do any work at all.
Now she's going to show you the foo-foo way.
So that's what you're going to do. So, or here's another way you can do it. If you don't want to stir it all the time.
Right.
Okay. You're going to stir it maybe the first day or two, but then you can get a plastic bag, like a quart-sized bag.
Now, if that thing's sitting around later on and it does get some mold on it, you can just scrape that off. Just be careful. Don't mix it in or anything. You just kind of scrape it off. It's fine.
All right. Did you see how I put a little water? I just put a little bit of water in there.
This is what we kind of don't recommend either because it gets acidic in that plastic bag. But, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
But this works very well.
Just keeping everything down in there.
I didn't shut it all the way.
Because the puck really won't work. The puck will just fall to the bottom.
Okay, so then, now I put too much water in here, but what you're going to do is this thing is going to float. You push it down in there.
We got it. You're spilling it everywhere. We got it.
So you're going to put that in there, and I needed to get rid of some of this water, and then it will push the apples underneath the liquid so that they will be below
The liquid.
The
'Cause
liquid,
that's
so
the
they
trick
won't
to any
get
ferment is that it doesn't get air.
right. So you could do it like that, and then you could put your, cloth over it with a rubber band like that if you don't want to worry about it for 2 weeks. Or let's say you're doing it for the first couple days and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go out of town. Then maybe you might want to do this, and then you can take it out when you get home. Okay?
Or just plan better accordingly.
Well, I know even there was a lot of people that came to our conference that were fermenting. And,
I'm just, right away my mind goes to, I don't like it.
So, you're just going to stir it every day for a couple weeks. You're going to put your little thingy on top.
That's our preferred method.
Yeah. This is what I do. I set it in my sink. I do dishes every day. I'll just stir it maybe a couple times a day, once a day. And then after my couple weeks, I'm going to go put it in the pantry. And then I usually forget about it. I've gotten over the years.
Like, seriously.
Seriously, I got them all over the place, and I will generally, unless I run out of apple cider vinegar, I may do it the other way where I can get it quicker. But then what I'll do is I'll let it hang out, and usually it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get the hard cider.
This is 1 year.
And then you're supposed to, I don't want to mess you up too much, you're supposed to strain the apples after your 4 to 6 weeks, and then let it set another 4 to 6 weeks, and then you'll have vinegar. Well, I found when I do that, I like my vinegar to taste, because when you get the stuff in the store, it's about 5% acidity. When you do homemade apple cider vinegar like that, you're not going to generally get 5% acidity. But I found the longer that it goes, it's going to taste just like what you get at the store. And it's closer. I can get to that 5% acidity. So what I do is I just let it set. So go ahead and bring that back up. So I'll let this set for, 3-4 months. And then I'll strain it with the apples and everything, and then I have apple cider vinegar. Okay? Give me my apples that are down there.
Hold on, I'm trying to remove somebody from the show. I don't like no smart asses.
No, put it down. I need it real quick.
What's up?
All right, I'm going to show you this.
Don't forget your hot mess there.
I do have a mess. Okay, so I want to show you the SCOBY.
It's a SCOBY. It's a SCOBY.
It's a beautiful
Oh my
SCOBY.
gosh, this thing is thick as bricks.
I know, because it's been sitting for a year.
Okay, now this is the mother of all mothers.
It is. This is life right here.
Whoa, look how thick it is. It's thick and juicy. We could sell that on the black market
Now
for
smell
big
it.
money. I can't smell nothing.
Yeah, it smells amazing. I'm going to have a little drink of this. You guys can have a drink with me. This is a apple cider vinegar SCOBY. It looks just like a kombucha SCOBY. You cannot use the apple cider vinegar SCOBY for kombucha. They're very specific to what they are. Okay. So here's the SCOBY that it produced. All right. It smells wonderful. It looks wonderful. And this is the apples that have been sitting for a year. And inside of there is my vinegar. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pour a little of the vinegar, and we're going to give it a little taste after it's been sitting for a year and see how it is.
Y'all, this is why, they could easily start trying to ban all this stuff that's so good for you that you could have right in your yard. So just stay vigilant. Apples are so good for you. So many ways that you can benefit from the apple and the seed. The Father's design is to give you a seed, and that seed provides you sustenance for your entire life. And if you do it right, you can actually pass the seeds down to your kids and their kids. It's generational wealth through the seed.
Oh, someone was asking about how do you know the pH? You can get pH strips. You can order them. You can get them at the store. They're little pH strips. A lot of people test their urine and stuff. You can do that, and that's a good way to test. But right now, this has been sitting for a year. I've taken it to conferences. It's been cross country. I've taken this a million places, and I'm not afraid to, drink it.
That's right.
I'm gonna pour.
I won't drink it. No, I'm just kidding. And the SCOBY, you can feed that to your chickens. Put it in your compost. Use it to start another one. There's just other uses for it.
It tastes amazing.
If you're making apple cider vinegar, or if you're making kombucha, you definitely use those SCOBYs for next batch.
Well,
we know people making a living selling SCOBYs for kombucha.
And the thing with the SCOBYs, there's people who can make like fruit leathers from the SCOBYs. You can check online How's that?
That's spicy.
It's good. You can use the SCOBY if you have so many of them. You can cut them up in little pieces, give them to your chickens. It's a great probiotic. Cut them up in little pieces, give a few to your dogs. It's great for them too. You can also cut up some of the little pieces, put them around your plant, and it can be like a little liquid fertilizer.
Some people are just showing up, and if you are, we just showed you real time how to make apple cider vinegar right at your table. So make sure you watch the beginning of this video. And right now we're just talking about how long you let it set around, how long it can last for. We showed you the SCOBY. It's what comes up, and you'll notice it growing, so you're not freaking out, and you know what it looks like.
Yeah, and if you're letting yours sit, like I told you, the lazy way to make apple cider vinegar, just with the apples in it, let it go. Your SCOBY won't be this big. After 4 months or so, it'll probably be half that size.
That is the envy of all SCOBYs. Did you see that thing? We showed you real life, how up close, how that looks. And then also we're going to talk about other things you can do with the apple. Well, you guys, it's fall time. This is free medicine. And you can just go find local growers or get organic apples if you have to. But this is good earth medicine for you, and it does so much for you. Talk about like some other stuff. Do you use it for your hair or something?
Okay, so now we're getting into fall. A lot of people are talking about, possibility of the flu coming around or anything like that. So we want to make sure that our immune system is good. So one of the best things you can make medicine out of this is something called fire cider, where you can get your apple cider. I'm going to get one.
Go get one.
Maybe we can make some. I can make some.
We can make a fire cider. Hold on. How long have we been here? 31 minutes now. If you got to do it within like 10. Is this another fast one? Fire cider, y'all. This is free medicine. All you have to do is put forth a little bit of effort, gather the ingredients. We grow all of our ingredients here at the homestead.
Oh, I wish
if you guys are new around here, my wife and I live in this log cabin that I built myself out of wood from the forest with no skills. We were just like y'all. We lived in the city. We didn't know nothing about food and the benefits of it. We were just eating to eat and eating processed food, and we were getting sick and feeling lethargic, and we were overweight. Man, and we're trying to share all this info that we found out for the last 15 years as we're basic living science experiments from the transition of living in the city life, eating processed food and breathing that air and being stressed, to coming to a country life, growing food, slowing down, grounding, drinking good fresh water. I just can't explain it. It's so wonderful. So we're just trying to encourage y'all. And if you can't do it, just get as close as you can to it, which is eating good, because they are literally making you sick through the food. Promise you.
And I'm wondering if I could run out and get some herbs.
Oh my goodness, she's going to go out with her headlamp and get the herbs. I might even bring you with the camera.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show you guys because
we can't do it all. Can we do it?
Well, the thing is I want you guys to start doing some of this stuff now, because a lot of times when you need it, you don't have it.
We have a video, fire cider off grid. That's all you got to do. I'll even find it for you and put it in.
Yeah, and then I'm going to kind of show you. I'll start it, and then you guys can kind of add to it. How's that sound?
All right, that's
okay.
Good.
So
I'm going to go find it for you guys and leave it in the comments. And then you can open it up and put it on pause and save it for when we're done.
We already know that apple cider vinegar, it has acidic acid. It's just wonderful for the immune system and your health and your metabolism and your blood sugars. It's good for your heart health. I mean, it's good for wonderful things and your immune system. So the thing is we're going to put some things, other medicinal type things in it that'll help your body to heal itself. So two of the big ones are onions and garlic. So here's an onion, a red onion, and I just grabbed some lemons that were in the back. I have a lot of stuff in the outside kitchen. It's dark right now, and everything else is in the garden. But what you want to do is you want to think about putting your onions and garlic in there, and you also want to put some spicy peppers in there. So if you had some jalapenos, I know a lot of people have a lot of those. If you have some cayenne peppers, if you have habaneros, any of the spicy peppers, you might want to put a few of them in there too. That's why they call it fire cider, because you got that little kick. And anything like cayenne pepper or any of those, spicy peppers are very, very good for your health. So that's a key thing in there. So I would put onions and garlic, So you're just going to get your onion and you're going to chop it up really well. Do I have my
If you're a
knife
new
here?
gardener, it's time to plant your onions and garlic.
No, not your. If you have walking onions, yes.
Yes.
Garlic in the fall.
Yeah.
But you're going to.
They call the garlic the stinking rose. Did you know that? Leave a comment if you knew that they call garlic stinking rose.
Okay, so you're going to do your onions, and I'm making a little batch. Normally, I'll make this in a half gallon or a gallon size because you're going to use this. You know, you can drink it if you're feeling like you're getting sick or you are sick. You know, you can have it in a little glass of water a few times a day, and it can really help your symptoms not be as severe. I know a lot of people will just say, "Oh, I'm getting sick. I'm just going to let it come hit me and get sick." Be proactive. If you start feeling the symptoms and you start doing some of these home remedies, your symptoms can totally go away, or they're going to be less severe and you'll get over it much quicker. So it's very, very important. And it's good when you're doing some of these. Don't just do it one time a day. You know, if you do it like 3 or 4, it's really good. So you're going to put your onions and garlic in there.
Y'all just, if you can't grow it like we do, like I stressed, just get it from the best possible source, right? That's the main
Organic.
thing.
Make sure
just
it's organic.
the best possible source or what you can afford. But to do nothing, right? That's not cool. So you can do this. Like you can do this on any level. And if you absolutely just have to go to the store and get it, it's going to provide the benefit, you know, plus, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to maybe be the greatest benefit as the organic without all the stuff, but it is going to provide benefit because it's natural.
So I'm putting the lemons in there now. See that?
While they're messing with the food. Let this be your medicine.
Okay. Go back up so we can talk.
Oh, you like to talk? I was
Yeah.
showing them all this action going on.
So let's say that's all you have. You just have onions and lemons.
Onions and lemons.
All right. That's all you had. Then that's all you put in. But it would be really good, like I was saying, if you can get that spicy pepper, your jalapenos or cayennes or something, chop them up, put them in there, and then get an herb. An herb would be wonderful to put in there. So if you had basil, I really like fire cider can really taste, you know. I grow holy basil or Tulsi basil, and it gives it a wonderful taste. So I like to put that in there. You can put regular basil. You can put thyme in there. You can put oregano in there. You can put parsley. You can put any herb that you want because they're all very helpful for you. And then when you're done, you're going to get your apple cider vinegar, okay? And you're going to pour it over the top.
That's it. It's always over the top, baby.
Oh, I need a lid.
She's gonna have a lid, and just remember, like you could go out and put other herbs in there.
I already said that.
Yeah, I'm just going over. A lot of people are just
Okay.
joining, dear.
Sorry.
If you guys are just showing up, in the very beginning, we talked about apple cider vinegar. We even showed you how to make it. We're showing you why they could outlaw this tree is because it's just so darn good for you. We're talking about God's design from seed to health and nutrition for your body. We're now showing you how to make fire cider, another good ailment fighter as we roll into the ailment season. And all this stuff is good for you, and it's basically free if you growed it. And if you don't, you can just buy it and stay away from the big pharma. If you drive a Tesla, you should definitely be doing this for your medicine. No petroleum here. It's all natural. Come on, y'all. Let's get back to the old pioneers days. That's why Doug and Stacy lived the pioneer life in the 21st century.
So then it's vinegar, and I have a metal top, so
Right.
I'm just going to put a piece of plastic, or you could put a piece of parchment at the very top of it,
Because vinegar is acidic.
and it'll cause it to rust.
Yes.
Okay.
But not when you get the 4 jars lids. The 4 jars lids have the best lids in the industry. The thickest stainless steel available to man today. They picked up the ball where the ball was dropped by Ball. Check out 4 jars on the, on the internet. We don't have any affiliation with them. With they're nice people down there, and we do have their lids in flats. And if you do get some from them, tell them Doug and Stacy sent you.
Okay.
FORJRS.com.
So same thing. I wrote my date on there.
Yes.
Okay.
Always write your dates.
I'll set this on my counter too. I have one of those little shelfy things, you know, with the stands that I can stack things up on there. And I'll shake it and I'll let it hang out for like a month or so. And then I'm going to strain all the stuff out of here.
Like how often do you shake it?
Just once a day.
Once a day
if you
for
forget,
a month?
It's okay. If you
once
forget,
a day,
it's okay.
maybe once every other day, but for about a month.
Yeah, and then you're going to strain it out and then you'll have your vinegar. So if you need to do a shot, put it in a little water, you know, drink it. It's just good for your immune system. It's just simple and easy. And the thing is, you know, you go on the internet, you find all these recipes. If you don't have the stuff that they have, in there, it's still going to be good. You know, adding 2 things to it, adding 3 things to it. If you only have onions and garlic, then do it with that. Do it with what you got, because all those, like garlic and onions, are rock stars. They're very helpful for the body, especially for cold and flus. So if you can just do that, and then you can also, like let's say I did garlic, onions, and then lemon, because I didn't put a garlic in here. This is going to make a very good tasting vinegar. So you could use it in your salad dressings. So basically you're just infusing your vinegar with extra nutrients. So you could just kind of make your salads go, you know, and taste a lot better because you're adding this flavor to it. Or sitting it, and if you're adding like the hot peppers and a lot more herbs, you're going to add a little bit more medicinal stuff to it. And then that way you could use it as they call the fire cider. So it's just very helpful for you. So everybody can be doing this too. It's simple and easy, but you got to do it now because we're going to let it set for a month so it can, you know, steep in it and get all the powerful things from all the stuff you put in there.
Y'all, she has all this information in her fermenting book. You can get that at offgridwithdougandstacy.com. If you've ordered anything from us, I'm pretty much caught up. I have like a couple to do yet, but most people are getting the notifications saying that I'm getting them out the door. I am the one-man show.
Oh, I just saw someone asked if the garlic should be chopped. You know, when you're doing the fire cider, go ahead and, you know, make sure you peel the garlic and chop it in a few pieces. And then that way it'll really absorb in there.
We were talking about Chick-fil-A. If you want to, I'll post us a picture after the live show on the community tab about Chick-fil-A, but they use like stuff that they use for implants. They use that in their waffle fries. I mean, y'all, the food out there that they're giving to you is not food at all. And once you can ditch it and start eating locally or growing more of your own food, or just getting more fresher food, you will feel a huge difference. For example, you want to give them the example? During COVID, we stopped feeding Molly, our beautiful Airedale canine, a raw food diet. And we started to go to the regular dog kibble.
Just listen. So we fed our dogs raw food diets for 20 years.
Forever.
I fed my dogs forever. And at the time we had the 2 dogs.
Yes.
So they were limiting,
like you can only get like 2
pack.
chickens.
No, you couldn't. You could only get one.
Stupid.
You can only get one.
Never forget.
Food. Yeah. So you can only get, because the dogs were eating a lot.
Yeah, never forget.
For every, you know, however many pounds a dog is, you know, you want to give them about 2 to 3% of their food when it's raw food. So I was going through we were going through a lot of meat. And so I would supplement a lot at the store sometimes, and I couldn't get it. So I was forced to I was getting them kibble for the time, and it was killing me. And you could totally see immediately her eyes were getting the
pussy.
Not pussy, but you know how the eyes run?
Mucus, yeah.
Yeah, and that's caused from like a very highly processed diet. So I want you guys to think about your animals. You know, we talk about not eating processed foods, and then you're feeding your animals processed foods. It's the same principle. It's been denatured, it's been dried, it's been all that kind of stuff. And it's not good for them. And it's actually in my new book, in the book that I'm finished with.
Almost done, yeah. We got to do our pictures and finish proofing, done. Yes.
But I have a section on animals, and I do have
next Sunday pre-sale for sure.
Yeah.
Don't miss the live show next Sunday. And if you didn't give a thumbs up tonight, don't show up next Sunday for the pre-sale.
I have a recipe for dog food that you can make at home from everything you can get from your home or from the store, or you can grow. Everything in it is very simple and easy to do. And
bottom line, we switched her back to the raw, and within boom, she's much more energetic, happier. Her skin actually feels better already.
I mean, it's crazy.
The pus.
It's not pus, it's just the drainage in the
mucus
eyes.
in the eyes stop.
Yeah. So it's just one thing with the dog, if you can do it, it's so easy to do. People like, it's such a pain. You just make a big bowl. I do it once or twice a week, and then I put them in little bags and I freeze it. And then the night before I take it out, and then they can have it. And it works out, and it's very, very simple and easy.
It's the same for us, y'all. I'm going to do a video later on this week, possibly coming up, about a veterinarian talking about the vaxes on the animals, man. It's breaking his heart, and he knows it, just like the people are trying to tell us about vaxes on us. And yes, garlic is an antibiotic made from the Most High for your body to enjoy.
Okay, I want to talk about dogs more. Let's talk about dogs more.
Well, we're talking about trees. Everyone came to see about the trees.
Let me finish about the dog. I was on the whole thing. So when you look at the dog food, some people are like, I'm not going to feed my dog raw food. And especially if you're wanting to switch and the dog is like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you want to switch, maybe they have severe skin problems, have a lot of issues and stuff like that. A lot of times their digestive tract, it's just like humans, their stomach acid is going to get very weak, because when they eat processed food, it doesn't take much for it to digest. Like, they're used to eating bones and meat and all that kind of stuff. So a dog's stomach acid is like 1 to 2, which is like stronger than battery acid pretty much. So if you are waiting, and you haven't done anything in a while, you might want to start cooking the food and gradually kind of start like that with the cooked diet, with all the different
not
stuff
bones. Like, don't ever cook chicken bones or anything and give them to your dog.
But in my book, I have a recipe, but you can find things that are very balanced, because you need to make sure they have the proper amount of vitamin D and vitamin E, and they're getting their iron, and they're getting their calcium, and they're all these different things. And you can do that very easily. The recipe in my book is just, it's really simple and easy. I mean, I can throw it together.
And easy.
Yeah, you can throw it together very quickly and then freeze it, and then I just take it out. If we travel now, I can just bring it and put it in the cooler, and I'll have food for her. And it's easy, easy, easy. So if you guys haven't thought about it, think about your animal's health, and it is really easy to do. And your dog will be healthier for it.
If you cook the steak or chicken or anything, those bones, they get brittle, and that's when they splinter, and that's when they splinter is when they can get caught in their esophagus and jam them up in the mouth, and it's very super dangerous. They're made to eat raw. They don't have, canine chefs out there, and if they're out there doing their dog thing, they eat raw. So if they were to come across the carcass and all that stuff, raw bones are what they eat and can digest.
Well, and I was saying is, you don't want to go right into a raw food diet for an old dog, because they'll have digestive.
I know, we were just somebody just asked why not cook them. So in case you didn't know, that's why you don't. They splinter, and they can mess your dog up big time.
Yeah. Now I have to say, Destiny Davis says she already started 35 quarts with your fermenting book and used free apples from the elderly couple next door who can't do anything with their tree. I told them I would bring them some ACV when it's done.
That's bartering. She did bartering.
That
was excellent bartering. We have 4 thumbs up. 4, 4, 4, 4, 6 now. That was kind of neat to see. 4, 4, 4, 4.
See, everyone's out picking apples, doing all this good stuff.
That's why we have the latest and hottest information, y'all. So we already showed you how to make apple cider vinegar the easiest way possible. So make sure you watch the front of this video. We've been here for 48 minutes. We also showed you how to make fire cider. All these things are going to be good for you. This is definitely going to be good for you coming up, because we're going into sicky sick season. And we don't want you getting sick. Me and Stacy don't get sick. You know why? We're outside. We eat close to the vine. All the stuff that God promised us is coming true right before our very eyes. We used to get sick. Truth be told, we used to get sick, and we felt sickly. Truth be told.
Oh, yes.
Not no more.
People are also asking. Then the other thing that we like to make with our apples are apple brandy.
Apple brandy. We have videos on that too.
Did I make that one time on the show?
Lots of times.
Live show?
Yeah. No, not a live show. We did video.
What's the video on that one we did?
So you make apple brandy, mix apples, raisins, and this, and get this. Just type in apples and raisins off-grid Doug, and you'll see it like a bigger. It'll be right there checking you out. We have so many videos, y'all. That's why we have over 1,500 videos, and we're teachers. We have taught you everything that we know for free. All you have to do is go to our main channel, click on our picture, go to our main channel, look at the videos tab, scroll down and go back some, and you can see videos on all this. So much information, y'all. we were giving you guys so much homestead, off-grid, live for yourself information.
So Lori says she can't find gallon jars anywhere and have used up half of my gallon jars. Where can I get them?
Go buy some pickles. A lot of people buy pickles. They eat the pickles and then they, use
if you
the
go
juice.
to some of these places, they have the big containers. I know, but that's too little. You can get the big gallon jars of the apple juice in a glass jar. Sometimes I know you see those, but you won't be able to fit that in there. But if you
pickles is where it's at for just.
I know they were talking. Walmart even has a bunch of the half-gallon jars a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I don't know, just keep.
And then if you can't get it local,
shops.
resale
shops have they'll have gallon jars.
Ultimately, try Amazon and just see what you can.
And you can definitely find them. They come in a box, a 4-pack, and you can get gallon jars online. I know.
So man, the apple is so good for you. I could see them banning this type of tree. The seeds are good for you. You could take the seed and make more apple trees. Her cousin, isn't it right? Like a second cousin or something, actually has made a living growing apples. He has a huge organic apple farm in Missouri, you pick and the whole nine, and he sells apples and teaches apples all over the place. So another way you can make money on your homestead. But there's so many health benefits from the apple.
Yeah, I use it as a hair rinse. You can use it as
hair
shampoo on bees, on bee stings, bites,
wasp
itches.
stings.
Yeah.
Didn't Hunter get some?
Yeah, he get bit by a wasp.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about the 91% isopropyl alcohol will kill, put in a spray bottle, it'll kill wasps on like a snap of a finger. It'll get rid of them quick. But yeah, it'll help neutralize the venom. But apple cider vinegar is so useful for I keep it everywhere. I mean, I have it everywhere. And then the one thing that I do is I use it in our salad dressings. I use it for dressings, whatever. I'm making like today. I still have a ton of a ton of peppers and a ton of I can't talk. A ton of peppers and tomatoes and onions, of course. So I just chopped it up really fine, and then I put some feta cheese in there and put some apple cider vinegar on there, and then a little maple syrup, and I just kind of made a little salad. Because we had, what did we have? Lulu kebabs. I had lamb burger.
Yummy.
And I put them on rice.
All from the farm.
With some yogurt.
Except the rice.
A yogurt sauce. And,
that's our 10%.
Yeah.
And no, Ted, I won't let her finish talking. It's a disease I have.
So, but it was really good. And then that's what I did. But I use apple cider vinegar for that. So.
No, Suzanne, I won't.
You won't what?
Yeah. All these girls and dudes are trying to say how much I talk with. If you guys are new around here, man, this is how we roll. You know what I'm saying? Like, get over it or move on. Like, that's it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't need to read about it. Like, we just hang out. This is live, and we're just hanging out just like you would anywhere.
So,
just like if you were sitting right here, this is how we'd be rolling.
Common sense is not so common. Says, does store-bought ACV ever really expire? It'll have an expiration date on it, but really, it just might get darker and stronger. But pretty much vinegar is pretty solid.
Long time. That's why it has so many uses. Zap cider vinegar detox us.
Vinegar is it is detoxifying. So
a lot of people drink a glass in the morning, before they get going in the day, or some lemon water too is good.
So Greenfield Home Place says, do you use ACV on my hair? Yes, I do. I dilute it. So let's say I had a jar like this. I probably put a fourth of it down here of the apple cider vinegar and the rest water. And then I'll put some rosemary, few drops of rosemary essential oil, and then I put it over my hair and massage it in and leave it on for like a minute, and then I rinse it out. And that's what you can do. If you find your hair maybe feels weird or maybe it's dry, don't put as much in there. Or maybe you think you want a little bit more. Everyone's going to be different. A lot of these home remedies and home things that you do, just tweak it a little bit. Don't think, oh, this is terrible, it didn't work. Just try it a little less or a little more, and it'll hopefully should work. But the apple cider vinegar is amazing. And so it's good versatile. If you have dandruff, it'll help with dandruff.
Yes.
It helps if you have like white hair, how like your hair will turn purpley or blue. Or maybe you have a lot of product in your hair and you want to get rid of the buildup. Just do an apple cider vinegar rinse and it'll break it all down and fix all that, help your scalp and your hair. So it's great.
And I mentioned too that you could soak your feet in it. We did a video about soaking your feet in the apple cider vinegar. A lot of people watch that video and go read the comments. A lot of people are talking about how they did it and the results, and they are like, wow. And some people even had the fibromyalgia in their feet and stuff, and it helped with that, helped loosen them up a little bit. So just check into that stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, Teresa says, how ripe do the apples need to be? I have tried it with apples that were not ripe, like littler ones that really weren't that ripe at all. And it worked okay, but not as good as if they were ripe. You're still going to get some apple cider vinegar, but you want them to be, ready to go, and that'll be better.
Yeah, you could, if you guys buy organic veggies at the store, you can wash them off with the apple cider vinegar that you make, and then that'll help get off the any kind of residue. Y'all,
not the peel, not a peel.
Here, listen. I mean, you could, do the brain gymnastics all you guys want about this organic stuff, right? I mean, seriously, are you really trusting it? Because now the mRNA vaccine can be in your food, and they don't have to tell you, and it still can classify as organic, even if they vax it, still organic.
Yeah, they're doing it to a lot of organic stuff.
So all I'm saying is get it as best you can. Do what you can. That's better than doing nothing. But trust but verify. So maybe don't, spend the extra money if you don't have to. Just find out where it's coming from and go to the source. A lot of y'all probably have a lot of people around you that are growing more food than you think if you just get out there and seek. Seek and you shall find. And a lot of people will be glad to have you find them. All right. Now I'm leaving the link in the comment section for Stacy's books and the stuff we have going on. So you can get some the Redmond clay, the salt. Salt is very good for the homestead. You use it for so many things.
Yeah, really we don't know what's going to be going on the next few months here. So make sure, like with your salt, that you're getting like a tub of salt or getting some salt, because salt will help preserve things. It's going to help, you can put it in your rice. It helps it get fluffy. You can put it around your cheese. Soak like a cloth in some salt water, and then wrap it around your cheese, and it'll keep it lasting a long, long time. You can use to ferment. You can use salt in your soleil water, or if you put it in your water. Very helpful.
It's the minerals that your body needs when you get from Redmonds, because they're, from the ancient seabed.
And I'm telling you, here's the crazy thing is, like I said, my hair was always healthy and thick, but it never got past a certain length. And since I've been doing this soleil, my hair is growing longer than it's ever been in my whole entire life, even when I was younger.
And a hair conditioner is the apple cider vinegar. That's what we already talked about. It can smooth you out. So a lot of this stuff, y'all, like, it takes time to make it. See, that's why stores are popular, okay? Because they tricked us. They got rid of the gold standard, and then they tricked us into the businesses to work for them so they could rich themselves up. And then we got so busy, we started eating all the processed foods, and we turned into like the mini zombies, and we were drinking the fluoride water. And then, they market us on the TVs with, Mercedes-Benz or any kind of shiny objects. And then we're leaving all of this goodness behind, and we're trusting on man to provide and do everything for us, when the Father said it's all right here. All this food is our medicine, all right here. And we just have to get back to doing the work up front by the sweat of our brow, right? That's good stuff, man. I love it. What is the tree? The tree is the apple tree, is the tree of life. You two fire me up. I hope so. It's all happening out there.
I expect all 5,000 of you guys to be having apple cider vinegar and fire cider on your counter.
And tag us on Facebook and Instagram and
women,
everywhere.
Children,
tag us like crazy. Even if you're on YouTube, you can tag us. You can tag us. Yes, you can.
Yes, for sure. All you guys can do it. And then that way.
Yes, ACV will smooth out 66 years of wrinkles. You betcha.
You might have to go like this a little bit, but it'll work.
That's right. Or you just take a couple ACV jars and you put them on the desk behind you, and you take some little tape and you get your ears pulling back here and let the weight of the jars hold you back, and you just sit there for an hour every day. And pretty soon you'll pull that all back there. It's the original face puller. Of course, I'm just teasing.
And a lot of people are asking, you can make your apple cider vinegar in much bigger containers.
Bragg's is okay, but the rumor is they've been sold to Katy Perry and these other hippie rich people that are, part of the One Eye Club. And they're watering down, the reports are, they're watering down the ACV. We actually noticed it. And we were like,
and
what's
I don't know if
going
they
on?
fixed it or not, or whatever.
I don't know.
But you know what? It's still going to be, it's better than nothing.
Yes.
If you're not going to do it, it's still.
And no matter what brand you get, make sure you get the very cloudy apple cider vinegar. You do not want clear, pasteurized.
It wants to be what they call
apple
mother.
cider vinegar.
You need all those little crazy things floating around.
That's right.
That's all good health floating around. When you have something clear, they've strained all that out. The more you strain it, it's going to take out more of the beneficial stuff.
All right, here he is.
And then David says, can you make vinegar from what's left from making applesauce? Of course you can. The peels and all that. Yes, definitely. You want to use, once you're done making applesauce, then you'll make from your peels and your cores. Go ahead and make your apple cider vinegar. Definitely, definitely, definitely. You won't waste a thing.
And so, if you guys are really starting this stuff out, man, 1 hour already. If you guys are starting out this lifestyle, spend a little bit of time on your property. Make sure you're watching how the water drains. Apple trees do not like a lot of water in their feet. Just, check out how the sun's rolling on you, and then get to planting your baby apple, plum trees, any kind of fruit trees, because it takes years for them to come on. Okay? I promise you. And every year you'll be looking and you'll be like, is this the year? Is this the year? And now ours are coming on so good.
They'll come on the first couple years,
but
they're going to be
drop,
teeny.
and they're small. Yeah. It's nothing, right? It takes years, 5, 6, 4, 7. I've heard stories where it takes 8, 9. There's lots of things that it matters on. But that's one thing I would get going. Blueberry bushes, those take a little second to get dialed in. They like very acidic soil. Like blackberries, you just look at them and they start growing right off. I mean, you can get blackberries in the next year.
Yeah, blackberries are pretty easy.
Yeah. Can you make apple brandy with the peels and cores only?
The brandy, you could put that in there, but I would put some of the apples in there too. Yeah, you can do that, and you can do it. The pears are in season now too, coming in. So you could do pears. So I do apple brandy where it's just apples, raisin, sugar, and you just keep packing it down till you get to the top. Or do pears, raisin, sugar. Pear makes a great pear brandy too.
Right.
Those are like my two favorite. Because the one thing is a lot of these fruits, when it comes in season, like peaches and things, you got to process them, and strawberries like right away. They're so juicy and all that. At least your pears and your apples, they can hang out longer. You can take your time to do it, and they don't get so messy. And they're easier to work with. So
hi, Rebecca. Hi, Jessica. What's up, Steve? What's up?
Hello.
We appreciate you guys, man. And hopefully you're having fun hanging out with us and kicking butts and taking names. All right. How do we find your property? Oh, how did we find it? I was going to say. So basically, when we first started looking out, we figured out how far Stacy wanted to drive because she was going to stay at work. I retired in my 40s. I was sick of it, and I was really ready to just grow food. I didn't even know what any of this was going to look like, but I was ready to grow food, stay at home, and she wanted to teach. She was a teacher. She teaches kids. So she wanted to keep, so we figured it was about an hour is all she wanted to invest in driving one way, 2 hours every single day to go to work 5 days a week. And we circled out an area around where we were already living. And then we started looking for properties, but we knew we wanted to move north. A lot of people were going south in Missouri. We wanted to go north. It's a little cooler. The dirt's a little better, and that's how we basically found our place. I was looking for a place online. Ran across the place, asked the guy about it. No, that's not what you like, but I do have. And he showed me this place, and we ended up getting this place. So that's how it all worked. We have 11 acres.
Jackie says, did I say apple cider vinegar would help with skin tags? I did.
Oh, yeah. Jackie. Let's tell them.
So basically, you're going to get like a little piece of cotton ball, soak it in the apple cider vinegar, and then you find your skin tag around the skin tag, if it's on your neck or wherever it is. put a little coconut oil around where the skin tag is and just around it, because the apple cider vinegar kind of burn your skin. So just put it around it, and then you can put the little bitty piece of soaked cotton ball on the skin tag and then put a Band-Aid over it, or if you had it wherever. Here, usually they're around in here. And leave it on there. You could leave it on overnight if you want, if you have the coconut oil, or if you don't want to do the oil around there, just put it on there with the Band-Aid and leave it on 15-20 minutes and do that a couple times a day, and eventually it'll fall off. It will.
It will.
It
And
will.
yeah, the brandy's alcoholic.
The longer you let it set,
the stronger it's gonna get.
yeah, the longer. And then I have a lot of videos on it, but I found over the years, the best flavor is about 10 months, 10 or 12 months. It's really good. At first when I did it 5 or 6 months. It's a little sweeter, but the longer you ferment it, it just gets a little bit more, but it tastes good. And it's not like vodka or anything. It's just kind of a sweeter, like a little sipping drink, like a brandy kind of taste. A lot of people are getting
jiggy
apples.
with it.
No,
You
they're
better
getting-
get some apples out there, y'all. It's fall time. This is free medicine. Well, if you grow it yourself. Otherwise, it's inexpensive medicine. You don't have to go see a doctor. You don't gotta wear a face diaper to get in. You make this stuff yourself. Preventative maintenance, you get some apple cider, fire cider going. Excellent stuff. Get your garlic and honey going. Y'all should have had that going already. We're rolling into the season. Our lives are not linear. They're secular. They come around. It comes around every year, right? So every year, June, July, as soon as you're harvesting the garlic and the honey, then you're starting your mixes right up, making the garlic honey, because in 90 days or 120 days, the air is going to change, not because the government's doing it, just because it's getting fall and winter. You know what I mean? Like, these are the cycles of life, and that's how dialed in we are with it, and we want to help you guys get dialed in with it. So make sure you're staying ahead of it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. All these sayings are legit. Yes, dear.
I'm trying to find a question.
No, we don't charge for this info. We want you to have it for free. And we have all the videos walking you through it. Videoing Stacy cutting up and doing things and showing you, and me showing you, and showing you how to build a root cellar, and showing you how to build an outdoor kitchen, and showing you how to build a composting toilet system, and how to use the composting toilet system, and how to do blackberries. And Stacy shows you how to make food, and how to make your own salad dressing, and how to do for yourself. Man, it feels so good to do for yourself.
So Adam says he got his, thanks for shipping the herbal stitches.
Yes, all the herbal stitches are getting out the door. You guys should be getting emails. You'll get some more tomorrow. Then I'll be all caught up besides. And if you guys bought something tonight, it's going to take me a second. So just give me a second. Stacy's going to have her pre-sale next week, y'all. We're going to get out of here in a little bit. But Stacy's pre-sale for her book will be next week. We have to do some pictures and to do the final proofing. We're just that close. And then it's like 6 weeks. If you ordered the book previously, back in June, I think we released it or something. Don't be mad at me. Don't be sending me the emails. We're just wrapping it up, and then it'll be some. We will send that thing out to you right away. All right, man. This is always a good time hanging out with you guys.
It always is.
I actually really enjoy it.
Yep. Oh, Bee and Bear Backyard Homestead. How do you harvest horseradish? I'm growing it, but not sure how to harvest it.
Man, we got some big horseradish.
Yeah, I got horseradish. And you can't get rid of it. The one thing I would recommend is just, because we're going to go in a second, is don't do it inside. When you process horseradish, do not do it inside.
Oh,
your
your
eyes
eyes
will
will be
burn,
blowing up.
and it's just crazy.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's like onions on steroids.
I mean, you could be very simple, vinegar, horseradish. I mean, you can do a lot of different things with it, but it is simple. But my word of advice is definitely, and you can go online and find a bunch of recipes for it. Do not do it inside.
And you put a book on top of that brandy because it's going to be gassing, right? Like it's going to start building up gas inside of there because it's fermenting and it's bubbling and it's doing its thing. And if you don't, it's going to blow
What are you
off the
talking
top. on the brandy, you always put the
I put
book
the
on
book
top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that just helps hold that stuff down. Gotta hold her down. And our stuff's so natural and good. It works extra good.
Yeah. Oh, the flies. There's a fly
I
bat.
heard it. Man, that's country living, boy. Dust and flies.
Well, the flies actually haven't been too bad.
We don't have health insurance. We are health insured because we eat good. We understand our bodies. We don't need no dude practicing big pharma drug pushing, telling us what's up because they don't even hardly know. All right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have cancer treatment centers. Come on. No mosquitoes. We really never have problems with mosquitoes around here, do we?
There's
all the years we've lived
well,
here.
the problem is you get a lot of the mosquitoes early in
We
the
have
morning.
a pond. I know, but
Well,
still,
you're
all
not-
the years we've lived here, we've never really been like, man, this country living is really something with these
It's
mosquitoes.
because you're never out around when the sun
No,
goes down
I'm
in the
always
garden.
around. Stop that now. You sound silly.
Well, the only time we have problems with it is like if the big thing I would suggest for anybody, if you're living in a home or a farm, if you have buckets or area where you have standing water, make sure you dump that stuff out because that's where they'll go ahead and they'll lay their eggs. But the big thing is in the morning and the early evening, that's when we'll have it. And I'm usually out around then, so I'll make sure I'll put like my lemon balm, whatever herbs I have, I'll put
I
on
just
my
use
clothes.
DDT.
But that's when they are usually worse. But we really don't.
We have fish in the pond and they eat the larva.
And
we
then
have chickens.
Then we have a lot of the purple martins that are flying around here.
The bats. We have bats.
Actually, I think when we lived in the city, we had worse mosquitoes than we do out here. To be honest with you,
I think so.
I think so too.
By design.
Yes.
Oh, Bill. Bill straight up, y'all, this is off the chain, right? Bill straight up does a TED talk about mosquitoes.
Who's Bill?
Then he releases said mosquitoes. Right?
Oh, Bill Gates.
Then goes to Florida. Everybody knows he's doing mosquitoes. Releases mosquitoes into Florida. And no one's doing nothing to Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
What is going on here? Is this America or is this the Banana Republic here? Holy guacamole.
Someone asked about, do I have to sterilize a jar? Just rinse it out. You know, I mean, it's going to turn to vinegar. Vinegar is going to be very sterilizing, but, you know, don't have like a dirty jar. Just kind of, you know, make sure it's rinsed out.
Yeah, you're missing something because what they do is they move the patterns, right? Everything in the sky is grid. If you notice how they're doing it, check mark, box, box, box. Okay, so they move the grid, and that's their system. So you'll see them for a while, then you won't see them for a week, 2 weeks maybe, right? You're looking for them. Where are they? And then you get the nice skies, the fluffy clouds. Everything looks almost normal. And then here they come again, grid, because they're always kind of staying in front of, behind of, whatever it is with these patterns up there. I couldn't tell you really. I'm, learning as we go here. I mean, I've known about this stuff for years, by the way. But I don't know the science behind it all. But you'll just see how they grid it out. And then what you want to do too is as you watch all your YouTube people or you're watching things on TV or whatever, just recognize where they are and then look in the background while you're watching and see if you see the lines or not. And then you can start developing your own patterns if you pay attention. All right, y'all, that was fun as heck. If y'all just showed up, we made apple cider vinegar live, fire cider vinegar live. Rewind the video, enjoy it, bring your spouse, cleanse your house, be spiritually fit.
One more thing. You know what else you can use your apple cider vinegar for?
Come on.
You can put it in a spray bottle and use it as bug repellent for your dog or yourself. And it works very well. So
if you have fruit flies in your ACV, you can put some soapy water. Is that what you do? You got some kind of glass trick we use for the fruit flies?
No, she said there's fruit flies in her ACV.
Well, it's like, hovering around there. So get a deterrent.
Yeah, if it's inside of it, you try your best to get rid of them. They're
Look
gonna
the other way.
But they'll end up dying in there
I mean, it's
anyway.
no big
But
deal.
like if that happened, if I was doing like a ferment or something, I wouldn't want that. But
Right.
they'll die in the vinegar anyway. But if you do have fruit flies, for a lot of you guys, if you don't know, just get a little bowl and put some apple cider vinegar and a squirt of dish soap in there and just set it on your counter, and eventually they'll all end up going in there. It's crazy. You'll see thousands of them in the bottom.
So if you see them over the top or anything flying around
Just
your
put a
stuff,
little
just put
bowl.
something over there for them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and they'll come after that. That's why it's important. You don't want to do a really thin cheesecloth on the top because they'll go in the holes. You want to, you know, like undershirt or something is nice, or like a little cotton cloth, or old sheets work very well too. That's what I like to use for my tops for all this stuff. So undershirts and old sheets are my two go-tos. And then you can cut them and you'll have them forever. What are you doing?
You're so beautiful. Y'all, fire cider, apple cider vinegar, this stuff is ancient stuff. It doesn't need no refrigerator. It just needs a cool, dark spot. Like, you know, just keep it out of the direct sun, man. We don't need all this stuff. Refrigerators are barely 100 years old. Come on.
Josephine wants to know about bed sores. What do you use?
Softer beds.
No, medical grade Manuka honey.
Manuka honey.
Medical grade.
Bentonite clay.
No, well, bed sores, no.
No?
No.
Because it's got a
I would definitely use Manuka honey.
What's the reasoning?
It's got to be.
Tell me the reasoning.
Because it is, Manuka honey is the most regulated honey out of any honey in the whole world. It's got really strict guidelines and it's very medicinal. And they strictly are on this plant, which is similar to the tea tree plant. And I think it like has to sit for a couple years, and it's very regulated. And there's different grades. So like when, you know, you look at honey and you see like it's $50 for a little container. It just depends. Like if you, there's two different ratings, that one's a UMF and one's an MGO. So a lot of times they're like, I don't get what that means. So the UMF, you want the UMF above 15 for like stuff like that, like medical type grade, above 15. So it should say 15 plus, or the MGO needs to be above 525, I think. So it's above 525 for the MGO. That's going to give you a really good medical grade Manuka honey. Or I think one of them that's really popular is when you have the UMF that's 20 and the MGO might be like 514. And that's just how they grade it. But that's more medicinal, and that's going to be very helpful at some, like if you had some bad burns, or if you had like bed sores, things that don't heal very well. If you have like a bad ulceration or a lot of wounds that won't heal, Manuka is very, very helpful. But make sure you get that medical grade. And that might cost you like that MGO 514 and then the UMF that's 20. That might be $70, $80 for a little jar.
But they work.
It's very thick. And it works on animals, on like horses and stuff. The Manuka honey is where it is at.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at what you spend for a thing of antibiotics, I mean, this stuff will last a long time, and a little goes a long way. So in your little homestead arsenal, I would highly recommend everyone getting some medical grade Manuka honey. The stuff that you can find, I got it in the root cellar. I have it everywhere in here. I would highly recommend, just wait. Okay. So getting some. At a lot of the stores, like a lot of the local stores, you'll be able to find Manuka honey that has the UMF, which is 10 plus. So just as long as it's 10 plus or higher, you know, you can use that for a lot. But get one of them that's the medical grade if you can, just to have, just in case, because you never know.
And if you guys are having honey, it's going to help you with your allergies and with your health and everything else. It's an antibiotic, but get it as local as you can, okay? Everything you should be putting into your body should be as local as you can, because that is going to help you with your ailments, man. It's just designed that way. Everything is designed that way. Okay? Our food isn't meant to travel 2,500 miles on average to get to our plate. And we are not designed, you know, weren't designed to travel, you know, so many miles away from where we were born and raised generationally. Okay? So eat as close to where you live as you can, and it will help your health. You know? All
right, people were asking about the fire cider. How long does it take till it's ready? The fire cider, let it go about 4 weeks, then strain it.
Shana Tova.
And then also on the fire cider, just, you know, you can put like a tablespoon in some water, a little bit of water, and then just drink it. I mean, you can do it any time of day. And then, like I was saying, you could also just use this vinegar as a base for your, you know, salad dressing. So if you wanted to do like the one that I did, since it's all I had, you could do garlic, onions, and lemons. So you can just put 1 part of that vinegar to 2 parts of extra virgin olive oil and 1 part of honey and raw honey, and you'll have a great salad dressing.
I don't know about your baby and eczema, but if you're giving it milk, stop that first, I would say. Because that will help out the skin issues.
And here you go.
Bing, bing,
There's
bing,
a
bing.
lot of studies on eczema and that Manuka honey I was just talking to you about. A lot of it.
Lot of it.
A lot. Do your research. All this stuff we're talking about.
But don't let them lick it. Because they can't have honey.
Well, that's under a year. Under a year old. Yeah, don't feed babies honey under a year old.
She said it's a baby.
Yeah, so
don't shh me.
Oh, she said baby?
Yeah. So I was just making sure she knew, like, you know, it's going to be sweet on them, so they might try to eat it. You might have to put a Band-Aid or something on it. We don't have no Medicare. I heard Gary told me that if you don't get Medicare when you're like 62 or something, they go after you and give you fines or something. I said, you can kiss my grits. You ain't forcing nothing on me, man.
Oh my gosh, Melissa said her dog made it to 31 years old on a human diet.
Good Lord, that's a long time.
Yeah, Melissa, 31. Well, they do say dogs, you know, remember when I was younger, a big dog would make it to like 18, 19, 20, I remember. And dogs are having shorter and shorter life.
Everything's supposed to live longer. They're shortening up the lifespans on purpose. All right. That's a wrap. Tilly tap. Man, action packed. Yeah, only 2 subjects tonight. And we talked about all kinds of stuff. What are you talking about?
Well, they went.
And we made apple cider vinegar live. And we made fire cider live. There's the proof right there. What are you talking about? Gosh, man.
Oh, someone keeps asking.
Have a grateful heart, would you?
Yeah, Rick wants to know, do I have any pH strips on hand so you can check the acidity of vinegar from last year? I probably do in the back room. It's dark back there. I do have some little pH strips. I should check it.
Oh my gosh, are we waiting?
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to find them. They're in there somewhere.
It's an hour and a half. We've already
I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to like tear a bunch of stuff out to find it.
Stay tuned next week as we dive into the pH of our apple cider vinegar. All right, you guys, remember the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist.
It is.
That's for sure.
It is. And then get going. I want to hear about all your progress, all this cool stuff. And it feels good to be able to do this stuff yourself and not have to rely on buying it.
It releases endorphins in here, man. It makes you feel good. You feel accomplished.
Yeah.
And then your health is better for it. And you're like, wow, this stuff's for real. And it gets better and better and better.
And then October 4th, people are saying, don't
you worry. Don't worry. We're going to be talking about it. Don't worry. We won't leave you hanging. All right, you guys. All right, so make sure you smash the thumbs up. If you guys missed the front part, go back and watch how we made apple cider vinegar and fire cider. We talked about a lot of benefits that this tree has and how we could see them banning the apple tree in your yard in the future. Man, it's crazy to even talk about. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video.